Your brother is directing a new feature film, Light of the
Yeah,
World. But you guys have both been in this industry for a couple of decades. So,
35 years at least. Yeah.
which is awesome. Uh, what uh, what has changed um, from when you guys got in feature animation, and what has remained the same? Probably not going to change as you see, even going into Light of the World, where a lot of
Yeah.
things have. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the industry has changed a lot. But I think even more so, Tom and I have changed. And for me personally, I've changed in the way that I don't get as much thrill working on a big studio project. I know that's always like the younger generation is like, well, I want to work for Disney, I want to work for Warner Brothers. It's just it's the brand name that's so attractive. But having done that and been there and gotten the t-shirt, I feel like I'm more about, you know, working on special projects, projects that really resonate with me personally, or that I think I'm going to get some new opportunity out of, or do something unique that I haven't done before. And I'm still thankfully at a point in my career where I want new challenges. I'm always looking for not only what's the next thing that's going to pay the bills, that's still the least of it. I remember the first paycheck I got at Disney, I was like, oh, I get paid for this too. I've always been led by, and I think most of us artists are, but led by the appeal of the project, the artist side driving me, the storyteller side of me driving me more than the paycheck. It's why I'm not wealthy. I'm sure. I know my wife would love for me to seek out the dollar first, but for me, it's always about creative challenges. And so the independent market has been more appealing to me over the last, I don't know, 15 years than anything the studios are doing. Although I've dabbled by going back to studio work here and there, especially as an animator. But when it comes to making films and directing or being in a supervising role, I'm more interested in the smaller projects, the independents out there. They're harder to make. They're more difficult to get going and all that, but there's so much more creative freedom on in that regard. When I did Animal Crackers, which you mentioned and we got it released on Netflix, I think it might still be there. Um, it was just like three of us in a room that had pretty much all the authority to make any kind of changes we want. And really, two of us, me and my co-director, Scott Saba, had most all the creative freedom we wanted to just, and that was so liberating. And once I got kind of intoxicated by that, I was like, I just want to do more films like this where I don't have a committee or a bunch of executives or even investors that have a lot of say. And then Light of the World has been that for Tom and I. Going on to that, Tom's a co-director. He's my boss on this one. I'm the animation director on it, but he and his co-director partner John Schaefer are. I just really admire what they're doing, and I want to fold into just helping them make the best movie that we can make. It's all 2D animated. Now, this one has an extra pull for me because I'm a man of faith, a Christian, and I've always wanted to use my skill sets to make something that was more resonant and had a just a larger impact upon the audience than just a couple giggles and laughs, you know. And so, Light of the World is a story about Jesus Christ through the eyes of John, the disciple that Jesus has said to was his favorite. They had a close relationship. And in our film, we play John as a 15-year-old seeker, you know, and he is just trying to figure out who this. He's heard rumor and legend of this, you know, wonderful, magnificent Messiah coming to save the Jews, and they all have different ideas of what that means, and he has to go on his own journey of figuring out not only if he believes in the Messiah, but also is this guy Jesus that he meets, which is really as a friend first, can he really be the Son of God? What does that mean? And so it's really all through his idea, and that was really why I say it's kind of the culmination of my career to work on this and have this opportunity, is because I feel like it was for a time such as this that God really helped me to gain my knowledge and understanding of animation, storytelling, to a point that I could really pour into this little story. And I say little story because it's obviously one of the biggest stories in the universe, the Bible. We have good source material, and yet to do it well and to do it through a lens of also making it entertaining, which is something that doesn't happen a lot, unfortunately, in the Christian market. Entertainment is always put aside for, well, you got to stick to exactly what, and he didn't say this or do this, and he wouldn't have winked twice here or whatever. And you know, we've tried to really make it authentic and real to the Bible, but also have fun with the elements that are not talked about in the Bible, the moments in between where we could invent a little bit more. We gave ourselves that freedom to do that. And I feel like we've made something unique, not only in the Christian market, but also in the entertainment market. I think people are going to like it. I'm really happy about how it looks too. I mean, it's classic 2D animation in a lot of ways, and yet still has kind of a new, fresh graphic and stylized look to it too, all like Cartoon Saloon, kind of Secret of Kells kind of thing. And I mean, a lot of people are saying we're releasing some images right now on Instagram and stuff. Look for Light of the World, do some searches, you'll find it. And a lot of people are, of course, comparing it to the DreamWorks film
Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt. We get a lot of that, but I also feel like, well, okay, they're all wearing robes and there's a lot of similarities, same time period, location,
Sure.
costumes. People are always going to do that. I mean, you do
Yeah.
anything with like a Chinese girl and they're going to always go, oh, that's Mulan, so I kind of get tired of those kind of comparisons. It's not very original,
Yeah.
but I do think it looks pretty unique and different, and we're just happy with where the story's going.